This is a speculator at Take Your Profits, and I want to go over a little bit of my trade psychology today in a trade psychology video that I want to go over in order to highlight a couple of ideas on persistence and trading through drawdown to get to a winner. And how to and the feelings involved in holding on to a winner and managing a trade for continued gains, especially after a period of drawdown, which is the most important time to make sure that your internal dialogue is in a place where you can maximize your profitability. When I consider my my equity curve that is published in the Pro Trader dashboard, there's always a cycle of emotions that I am consistently going through and consistently maintaining in check. The most important emotion that I do get from time to time on winning trades is euphoria, and that is the most important emotion to maintain in check, because euphoria after a big winning trade, just happened to me before, sometimes leads me on the wrong path of making bad decisions, bad euphoric decisions that lead to larger losses. So euphoria is always something I am on the lookout for. After a period of drawdown like I've had recently, maybe most traders, it get to the point of feeling panic, maybe at the start of it, capitulation and despondency. I do run through, I guess, a minor scale of all of these emotions, because I do try to do my best, especially with the use of this website, by keeping an accurate record of what it is that I do every day when I make my trading decisions. I do keep all of these emotions amazingly in check so that I can continue to make as objective as decisions that are based in as much objectivity as possible. So going back to my own personal situation, when I go to the Pro Trader dashboard, and I look back on, lately I've had quite a bit of drawdown, and it has been somewhat of a psychological challenge for me, I would say. But most recently, this is dating back from July 15th, my record of wins and losses. Now I have one of my most recent trades turned out to be the winner. It was a pretty big winner and covered pretty much a lot of this drawdown and then some. I have to close it out here in the dashboard to show you what I'm talking about here psychologically, but the trade is still ongoing as I am trying to maximize the gains as much as possible. But starting back from July 15th, I had a period of 8 drawdowns in a row, or 8 losses in a row, which was my biggest max drawdown period of the year. After that, I had a pretty decent run up, a pretty decent run up in wins, with the exception of a few losses in between there. Nothing substantial, but all in all, a rather balanced perspective from July to the middle of August, towards the end of August. And then right after that, I ran into what has turned out to be my largest losing streak of the year of 9 trades in a row, which are the trades actually that have been recorded in the in retrospect video blog. And the reason why I'm doing this blog today is when you get into these drawdown periods, typically for, I guess, especially for me, when I was starting out trading in this game, what would happen is, after going through a period of losing, actually I don't know if that really ever happened, but what I'm trying to combat here is making sure that even though I go through a period of losing trades, that I stay disciplined to my entire system of trading the way that I do, because no matter what, when you stay disciplined to your system, you end up getting winners like this, which more than help out to combat times of drawdown like these 9 trades in a row that I took. And what happens is it's important that I stay disciplined to my strategy so that I could keep making these wins like this, to ensure that my equity curve stays on the up and up. In this case, if I would have given to my fears of capitulation and despondency, if I would have given into my fears of capitulation and despondency, as I had looked at previously in the cycle of emotions picture, I would have missed out on what turned out to be, in essence, a 500 and pip. Actually, right now this trade is still ongoing, so this last profit target can still actually be more. But it's funny to note that this is a trade that the forex.com account had stopped me. They actually closed my order without the order having hit my trailing stops. So in the one thinkorswim account, the trade is still ongoing and it's still earning profits because price has not touched my trailing stops yet. In forex.com, in that account, the trade has ended because for some unknown reason forex.com closed my position without price having hit the stops that I had set for this trade. So that's something that I'm waiting for before I do the post-trade review video. But at the end of the day, I have to note that this is a very important psychological win for me this month, regardless of what regardless of the amount of drawdown that I may have taken previously, because the important thing is that I stayed persistent, I stayed consistent, I stayed objective with my trading strategy, and I kept trading through the drawdown that I was going through, regardless of the feelings of fear, panic, capitulation, or despondency I may have been feeling. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was, it's hard to lose 9 trades in a row. I don't care who you are. If you lose 9, 10, 11 trades in a row, or you have a losing month, it doesn't feel good. And it wasn't something that I wanted to experience necessarily, but I understand that losing is a part of this game, and sometimes the probabilities and statistics are just going to dictate that, of a particular strategy, are just going to dictate that you have to go through a period of 9 losses in a row. And what you have to continue to do is continue to maintain as much rational objectivity as possible while you interpret the price movement in the markets, so that you can try to make as an objective decision as possible, so that you could execute an order, continue to execute your orders in the market, so that way, even if after 9 trades in a row, on trade number 10, like was done on trade number 87, where I just took 500 pips out of the US dollar Canadian market. Let's actually go to a picture of that. But you know, in order to continue to make those gains, I have to make sure that I continue to be as persistent and as committed to my trading strategy as possible. I got to keep doing what I've been doing. And here is the trade that immediately preceded that period of drawdown. And more detail will be discussed on this trade and the post-trade review that comes out as soon as the third and final trailing stop is taken out. But as can be seen, it was a Gartley pattern that completed actually at a previous resistance level, and I executed the trade. My entry was actually right here. I actually hesitated on Friday. I hesitated on the Friday's close. I think it was last Friday, not this previous Friday, the 23rd. It was it would have been Friday the 16th. So there you go. That was actually bad of me, but because I could have gotten a better entry somewhere around the 97.74 level, but I waited and hesitated to enter the market on the Sunday open, and that's when all the markets gapped up in favor of dollar strength, and I ended up entering the market somewhere 30 pips on the gap, the gap up 30 pips in the direction I wanted to trade. So I missed out on that opportunity, but however, I had a clear and defined level where I could define my stop loss, so I could accurately define the amount of risk I was going to take on this trade. And immediately upon entering, all week the market just skyrocketed in the direction that I wanted to trade in. And then once I hit my first profit targets at the retracement levels I had defined, price did consolidate, and this is where this trade psychology video comes into play, where I want to talk about holding a winner and managing the trade for continued gains. It's imperative that when you do have a winner, you leave your stops at the break even. As soon as I hit my targets, my stops rolled to break even, which allowed me to participate in essence in a risk-free trade. This was, once I hit my targets, this was a free trade, wasn't going to lose any money, and I was only going to do one thing, and that's going to be make money. And that's what this trade ended up doing. And it was a perfect risk-free trading opportunity that I took advantage of, because I was persistent and I wasn't in a hurry to take all my profits on the I think this was a 6-contract trade that I held, and I wasn't in a hurry to take all my profits at the first profit target. Left my stops at the break-even level, which was exactly what I wanted to do. Took my second target at the 127 extension, inverse extension of this XA leg, and then now I still got the third contract trailing behind that. And that's just an example of just letting the trade ride, sticking with the winner, so that way all the losses that I cut short would basically be erased and balanced out by this winner, and now I just have to make sure I keep finding these opportunities, so that way I could keep making money. But this is pretty much how I've managed to maintain the amount of profitability I've recorded this year, and it's all because I've been persistent with my trading strategy. I've been committed to it, and I've been consistent with the way I traded every day. And and with the use of this website, I've been able to maximize the capacity for me to stabilize the emotions I deal with, and at the end of the day, that has allowed me to take my profits consistently. So thanks for listening, and don't forget, take your profits.